Hello and welcome to Ready to Retire. I'm your host, Danette Lowe, and in today's episode, we're going to talk about the power of financial planning. We're going to talk about why having a financial plan in place is so important, what it can help you do, what it can help you accomplish, and we're also going to talk about what the process of financial planning is. Years ago, when I started as a financial advisor, I heard a study that said people spend more time planning their summer vacation than they do planning for their retirement. And last year in November, I heard another study that said 43% of Americans simply guess when it comes time to retire. They don't do any planning, any calculations, they simply guess. So today's episode is geared towards helping you understand the financial planning process, the benefits, and why it's so important to have one in place. I have a client years ago that was diagnosed with cancer, and the doctor suspected that it was a result of his job that he did. And he started treatments and did chemotherapy and had to take a lot of time off work. And his job laid him off because he missed so much time getting treatments for cancer that the doctors think were caused by the work. This is really when a financial plan becomes so incredibly important, is when things go sideways. He was able to retire. We were able to create an income stream. We were able to look at the plan and figure everything out, and everything was fine. So, today we're going to talk about 5 benefits of having a financial plan, including the one we just mentioned. And then we're going to talk about the financial planning process itself. Danette here, and welcome to the Ready to Retire podcast, where we share real life stories and actionable tips and strategies to help you along your financial journey. Are you ready to retire? Let's go. When thinking about planning for summer vacation, I am reminded of a time that we took an epic RV camping trip. We had just bought our truck, we had just bought a travel trailer, and we were going to take a really nice long vacation with my parents. And we went for 2 weeks. And at the end of the trip, our brand new truck started having problems and we ended up getting stuck. We had to take our truck over to the dealership. We were now kind of stranded. We didn't know how long until we were going to actually get to go back home. And while we were sitting in the camper, all of a sudden it felt like an earthquake, and the trailer slid off the hitch, and we were all sideways and jostled. And all of a sudden, not only do we have one problem where our truck is not there, but also now our trailer was off the hitch and we were all sideways inside. Well, we were at an RV park, and let me tell you that the people who go camping and do RVing and are the nicest people on the planet. Every time we have ever gone camping, and we've done a ton of camping in our lives, we have met the nicest people. So we get out to assess the situation. We're standing around, and within absolute minutes, there were 3 or 4 other families there strategizing over how we're going to get the trailer back up onto the blocks without the benefit of our truck and our hitch. So within minutes, they all had devised a plan. It was all sorted out. Everything was great. We were back on the road. And that's what a financial plan is like. It's like those neighbors in the RV park that you see that are there, and you may talk to them, you may not, but when you need them, when something happens and you need them, they're right there. And having a good financial plan in place can help you navigate when things go wrong. Let's talk about some of the benefits of having a financial plan in place. The first benefit, I think, is when you're planning out your dreams and goals, like you're planning out what do you want to do for your summer vacation? Well, this is your life after you retire. That could be 30 years. What do you want to do in that 30-year time frame? What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to have happen? And if you're young, if you're a savvy saver, what do you want to do between now and then? What epic trips do you want to take now? So, what are your dreams? What are your goals? What are your passions? And having a good financial plan in place can help you accomplish those. The other benefit of having a financial plan in place is in looking at your investments. One of the big mistakes that we see is that people have investments in a lot of different places. They'll have IRAs, they'll have a brokerage account, they'll have an account that they inherited, and they end up having investments and money scattered all over the place and without one kind of overlay looking at it in a cohesive manner. And what ends up happening when you have so many different multiple accounts, you might think you're diversified because you might think, well, I have, 40 different mutual funds. I must be diversified. But because you don't have one person looking at the total overall, you could be way out of whack in terms of diversification. So it's a really great benefit to have somebody that's looking at the total of your investment portfolio. Another benefit is giving you the confidence to make a financial decision. Usually, when we do the meeting for clients that they're getting close to retirement, and we do the financial plan, and clients sit down and they say, you know, when can I retire? And I'll say something cheeky like, when do you want to retire? And they'll always say, like, today. And I say, okay, today is okay. You can retire today. Here's what that would look like. And they're always surprised. And then they kind of get scared, like, is it really today? Yep, you can retire today. That's what having a financial plan in place is, knowing that you can do it. So having a financial plan in place can really give you confidence. The other thing, like we talked about at the beginning of the episode, is what happens when life goes sideways? What happens when something bad happens, like you get an illness and you are sick, or you lose your job, or in that client's case both things happened at the same time? Having a financial plan in place can help you navigate those difficult situations and say, okay, here's the choices that I can make now because that's in place. The other benefit is when things go right in your life, when things go good in your life, when you have a windfall, you have extra money. I had a client call one day, and he was in the unusual position of having been offered two different jobs. And both jobs were an improvement over his current job. And both jobs were really good for two very different reasons. Which one do I take? And we were able to look at the financial plan and determine what would be the best course of action going forward. So, those are 5 quick benefits of having a financial plan in place. If you're enjoying the episode, please take a minute to like it and hit the subscribe button. We're a new channel just getting started. And so it really helps us to see the kind of content that you'd like us to be creating. Okay, what is the financial planning process? What can you expect? Every financial advisor has a version of this process. So I'm going to go over what our process looks like. The first thing we do is have an initial consultation. We sit down with you and you get to interview us. We get to interview you. We ask you questions about what you have going on in your life, and you ask us questions about what we're offering. And then we'll give you a proposal. After the initial consultation, then we sit down and talk about numbers and decide if we want to continue work together, if we like each other and would like to work together. Once we decide that, then we have a discovery meeting. And in the discovery meeting, we ask you all those questions about what are your goals? What are your values? What do you want to see happen? There's so many choices. There's no limit to what you can choose to have and incorporate in your life. What are the dreams that you have for your life going forward? And how can we help you achieve those? So then we sit down and take everything that you've given us and we create a draft of your financial plan. Once that's done, we meet with you and we share our findings with you. You say, yeah, you had this right. Oh, I meant this when I said this, or now you see, and you get into really good detail about how on track you are to accomplish the things that you want to have in your life. After that, we implement the financial plan and we put all the pieces into place that we said, and we consolidate accounts if that's what's necessary, and we put all of the things that we talked about into place. And then the fun part comes. Then ongoing, we review and monitor. And this is the most important part because now you have a financial plan in place. Now you have something in place that says, if this situation happens, what do I do? Well, you don't have to guess. You don't have to be one of the 43% of Americans who just guess. You can call up your financial planner and say, hey, I have this financial decision in front of me. What should I do? How can I incorporate it? Or I have this new dream that I want. I want to start a second business. I want to travel to this place. How can we incorporate that? And that's the real beauty of having a financial plan in place is as your life goes on and different things come up and you get new ideas and you want to try something new, that you have a document to refer back to and say, okay, given what is going on, here is the new scenario. What does that look like going forward? And it's so much fun working with clients and seeing them have new dreams and being able to explore new things, all the things that we like to do in life. And it's so wonderful to see what the impact is on people during their lives, with their lives, having that financial plan in place. I'm so grateful to have you join me today on the Ready to Retire podcast. If you'd like to learn more information, please visit our website at truenorthwealth.com. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.